Hello, everyone. It's been a minute since we did a live stream. So this is our first, I think, live stream of this season thus far. And, we thought it would be a fun idea. I think so. I think we've just been posting our predictions for a little
I
while.
thought there was one 3-hour long.
I think our first predictions were a live stream.
Maybe
a while back.
We took the summer off. It's
Mhm.
bad luck to do a live stream over the summer, as we all know.
It is. It is. It's technically still summer, but it's technically not. Yeah, so we thought it would be a fun idea. We did a community post for you guys to give us your 2025 Oscars hot takes, and we will read and react to them. So we are going to be doing that during this stream. There's a community post. We're going to look at those, and then if you have any hot takes, throw them in the live chat, and we will react to those as well. I think some of these hot takes may be a little dated. Some of you may have changed your mind since then, because a lot can happen in a few days. And a few of these a good amount of these films actually have been seen and have reviews, and we have more information. And we'll be talking about all of that information coming out of the Venice and Telluride Film Festival soon after the weekend is over. So early next week, we're going to talk about that such as Brutalist getting raved reviews, the piano lesson reviews, all of those things that are happening. So we'll give our thoughts on that very soon. But right now, it's all about your hot takes.
Hey,
hello to everyone joining us.
Come on, we have to take a little bit of a victory lap here because we were the first on Baby Girl, and it has
I know it's got that,
which is
best reviews at Venice right now.
Yeah, so it's we don't like to take our horn here. We're very humble here, but we have to call it like it is. Yeah,
and I'm not sure how much of an Oscars thing it will be, but we knew it was going to be quality.
Yeah. And we know that Nicole will have a lot of focus on her. So
yes, for sure. I think she will have a lot of campaigning. A24. That's her only Best Actress campaign this year, so I think they'll go hard for her. Probably my most anticipated for this year. Nicole Kidman, Harris Dickinson. It's very exciting.
I am interested. Then we can get to the main episode.
Yeah.
It's going to be the most A24 has ever had on their slate, given that they also just picked up Queer. So I wonder if we're going to see them level up in a way that we've never seen and maybe pull off a Searchlight type of year, or if they're going to become more like Netflix and they have all these contenders, but really only one still emerges. It's A24 is in a very interesting place because they just won 2 years ago for Everything Everywhere. They're kind of positioned for an evolution of how they campaign or how they operate in the award season. So very interesting.
It is. They did get 2 last year, but Past Lives I think just barely got in. So
yeah.
Have to see how they do this year. So yes, we're going to first look at the community post, and then we will come back over and check out the live stream hot takes. So without further ado, let us see what's going on in this community post over here with, that's not the right one. There we go. First one, Annette Bening wins Best Actress for Nyad. That's I don't think that's going to happen this year, to be honest. I know we've got a little bit of a Nyad reputation.
You have a Nyad reputation. I had nothing to do with that.
I'm proud of my Nyad reputation. It worked out in the end. Not a win, but I think it still worked. Not for the movie either. But yeah, that's a good hot take because there's no way that happens. But a good joke. I love it.
She is an Oscar contender this year. The title is escaping me. I think, is she in The End or something? She's in something. I'll Google it.
I didn't know. We've got Nigel saying Edward Norton will be the real standout for A Complete Unknown and will be the film's best chance at winning anything. Given the past few days, the supporting actor race has taken quite a few blows, I will say. I'm not sure we have either Conclave Boys getting in or Samuel L. Jackson based off of the Piano Lesson reviews. So there's some room now.
What are the reviews? I saw some of the rumors, but full disclosure. I was at Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 because they've been doing one a night for the past week. So I was at Hogwarts. Oh, or I guess not, because that's the one movie where Hogwarts doesn't show up. Anyway, what's the news on Samuel L. Jackson?
Pretty much that he's kind of in the background for a lot of the film, and he doesn't have a huge standout scene or anything, and that more people are giving notices to. I think the main standouts, Danielle Deadwyler is everyone's main standout, which makes sense. Yeah. So I feel like she's definitely in, but it's the other actors, the other standouts, I think, were Ray Fisher and Corey Hawkins, from what I'm seeing. So it seems like
bizarre that because you would think that this sort of reaction is something that you would know if you knew the play, which means that everybody was just going off of the package and not knowing the character. It seems that's odd. And to this point, I think that Edward Norton, I think this is a very likely potential path for a complete unknown. He's been, a character actor for, 20 plus years. He's gotten multiple nominations, and I think he is, from what we've seen, this is the type of role that I think, like Sam
prosthetics too.
Star is Born, as far as like they tend to like this sort of character, and whether he can win, I think will depend on the competition.
Maybe. Clarence Macklin's his biggest competition right now, honestly.
Yeah, I think, and I think it helps, it helps that it would be like last year with Robert Downey Jr. You're not just winning for the film, you're winning for the career. That always tends to help you. So yeah, I think this is I don't think this is a hot take. This is, and not to disparage Nigel.
Mild take, but it's a good take.
Yeah, it's a good take. It's a smart take. Also, the movie that I thought Annette Bening was in is actually The Bride, which is coming out next year. The next Gyllenhaal Frankenstein movie. So
2026 Oscars. We're giving it early. I don't know if that will be an Oscar movie, but we'll see.
It's a musical, though. I'm very excited.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure, but I'm sure it'll be good.
Yeah.
We will. If you send a super chat, we will take a break from looking at these in the live chat. We will do the live chat after the community post, but super chats always get priority. Saturday night Best Picture. This film, we might look a little dated here because this film will be getting reactions for it of Telluride in a few hours. So who knows? But given there are some films I think I might not be putting in Best Picture after some of these reviews. So I think there's room for it. I think if it wins TIFF, which it probably will, I can't remember the last film that won TIFF People's Choice and didn't get in Best Picture. So
I think it helps that from what I've heard from people who've seen it, they love the film. And also I think this has the benefit of being, I have to go above the super chat.
You do.
This has the benefit of being an entertaining film. And I think because we could assume SNL is going to have a major just presence, not only because it's their 50th year and the season 50 starts in about a month, but because this is a presidential election year in a year that is a lot of interest. So like they're just going to be in the news a lot. And I think this is kind of the inverse of The Apprentice with Sebastian Stan, which did get a distributor for a pre-election release, but where I don't think nobody's going to want to go towards that movie because they're not in the mood for that. I do think people are going to be in the mood to watch Saturday night. And so if it do well at the box office, that could be really the only thing that hurts it if it starts to get that stink of a box office failure. But listen, I love Gabriel LaBelle, so I will support anything he's in. And I do think it could be that number, like that one of those like at the bottom of the pack movies that just get in off of good word of mouth.
Yeah. Like just screenplay, maybe, I don't know, editing.
Yeah.
And
maybe an acting. Maybe an acting.
Maybe score, because John Baptiste is doing the score, I believe. I don't know if it would get acting. I don't think, unless J.K. Simmons like pulls up Being the Ricardos, I don't think any of the younger actors.
I was thinking more that if it's a reverse of if the Joaquin Phoenix, if like the issue about what happened on set really does affect him and his image, then maybe there's an open spot there because Joker isn't going to fill it, and then maybe Gabriel LaBelle does pop up.
LaBelle could win the Golden Globe then if Joaquin doesn't win that. So
I won't still put it past them that they don't put Joker in drama because they want it to be taken seriously. The same way that Star is Born was this most recent one. Every other Star is Born was a musical comedy, but they put it in drama to the detriment. So I don't know. I think they would have lost, I think, either way. I don't think they beat Green Book. So even though they lost to Bohemian Rhapsody in drama, I think they probably were destined to lose in either one.
They had the front runner sting.
What a year that was.
It was. I think hopefully better year this year, but that was an interesting year for sure.
But thank you.
I think Best
for
Picture
your super chat. It's very generous.
Yes, thank you, Albush. Very appreciated. And it's possible. I think we'll have a much better idea later today. If I had it in Best Picture, I'd probably have it at like number 10.
Yeah. The awards gambit, I feel your love, but I think these are just two smaller summer releases that I don't know if we'll have the awareness to get on people's radar. I think the unfortunate thing is that you really have to be a high priority screener to get onto these lists. And these would have to get a lot of critical attention, which frankly, I don't know if they will, because one is a heavy genre film and the other one is a sensitive coming of age story. but it's, to me, I feel like I think you have an uphill battle as a coming of age movie because you're compared unfairly to so many other coming of age movies that they wonder what's special about them. I'm looking at films like Eighth Grade, which was tremendous, but wasn't able to really firm up why it's important that you award it. And so I think Dee Dee will have, I think, a similar struggle.
So yes, his hot take was DD was a movie that really moved me this year, and I think a lot of people will feel that way, and I could definitely see it getting nominated in multiple categories. Yeah, I agree. I think Joan Chen is probably the best shot, and even then, I feel like that's probably more of like a Rachel McAdams thing than like an Oscars kind of thing. But yeah, it could do well at independent kind of awards things, but unfortunately, I don't think it will break through into the Oscars race. But I think it'll get some awards some places. I still need to see it. I still haven't seen it.
I do too. I know. I'm putting priority in movies that I've seen 20 times, but you know what? Half of them I haven't seen in theaters, so I will. But I will get to Dee Dee. I will get to Strange Darling. I have a list of all the ones to catch up on.
Yes, I've heard great things about Strange Darling. I think Utaka recommended it to us. But yeah, I could see momentum and word of mouth boosting Strange Darling's chances. Once again, I just don't see that as like an Oscars thing. It does have good buzz. It's got honestly more buzz than I think Dee Dee had when it first released. But even then, I think that would be more like,
we also run in the sort of circles that Strange Darling would be embraced in.
Yeah, that's fair
as well. So to Mark KK.
Quickly, we don't want to ignore Nathan, even though it's a joke hot take. John Lithgow will campaign under the name Jonathan Lithgow. He's going to take a note from us, and he
you again. I'm putting all the blame onus on you.
Yeah, that's fair.
The Shrek poster that showed very clearly that he goes by John.
Maybe if he was Jonathan, he would have a better chance getting in for Conclave. But I don't think. All
right. Moving on. I think this hot take where Joseph, people are underestimating Gladiator II. I don't know if that's us because I think we're more positive about the film's chances, and especially in director. With Joseph Quinn being a supporting actor contender, from what we see in the trailer, he looks like infectious and like just lively and fun. I do worry though, because he is so fresh, that he will struggle to get in. I think he would have to be that exceptional of a performance. What I see from him is a similar trajectory to Armie Hammer and Call Me by Your Name, or Sebastian Stan and I, Tonya, both the same year, funnily enough, where they're like necessary components that are really great works.
Anthony has frozen. I think he was going. Oh, you're back.
Hello, I'm back.
Yeah, you're good.
Where did I leave off? Where was
necessary performances?
Yeah, so like I think, Armie Hammer and Call Me by Your Name, Sebastian Stan and I, Tonya, they are necessary performances that were definitely, part of the film's identity and were a lot of fun, but like they didn't make their way to the category. There was just heavy hitters that got in the way, or just different films, different type of roles. That's what I think will happen with Joseph Quinn.
No one's gonna overtake Denzel for Gladiator II. I think it's as simple as that, and I don't think it's going to be that strong of an acting film for it to get two performances in the same category. But I think it'll definitely
ensemble, or at least a nomination.
Maybe it'll definitely get at least stunt SAG ensemble, I would say. Possibly, I don't know. We'll have to see about that. But yeah, I think it'll just boost. I mean, he's in so much stuff lately, so his career is getting a big boost. But I think, in particular, with more of the prestige Oscar Academy crowd, I think it'll make more of a name for him, because I don't know how many Academy members watch Stranger Things or A Quiet Place. So we shall see. Matilda says Lady Gaga wins actress because all she needed was one person to believe in her.
That person was Arthur Fleck.
Yeah, and he is very influential, it seems. Yeah, I think you might be serious about Lady Gaga winning Best Actress, but it might be a joke after that second part. I want to see what her new slogan during this award season campaign is, because House of Gucci, it was like the ghost coming inside her, she said multiple times, and then
I feel bad for them.
99
people they have to talk to in this modern age of campaigning. Like, how do you not end up?
They repeat the same thing.
I just think it's because she's so earnest in every interview she does.
People don't like earnesty.
It's hard for people to believe her, but like, yeah, that's who Lady Gaga is. Watch any interview with her. I think, as I've said before, depending on what category she goes into, I'm currently thinking she's going to stick to lead, and I think she does have a very good chance. They love this sort of character. She's going to be doing the singing as well and the dancing, and I just get the sense that this is a female character that we haven't seen before, which I think will really impress voters. And also, she's paid her dues. I think with A Star Is Born and Hasaguchi was here nor there, but she's proven that she's an actress. This isn't like a stunt thing. So I could see it. I could see it happen. Depends on the competition, as always.
Maybe. I don't have as much faith in that film right now, so I think a nomination would be the win for her. But who knows? Actress is up in the air right now. I don't know who I would have as a front runner currently.
Hey, at least Maria's got distribution. Thank you.
It does, but I don't like Netflix as a Netflix doesn't get acting wins, so I don't like Netflix as
a distributor.
Yeah, but that's 1 out of 30 nominations of the last.
Think about like in the past years, Oppenheimer got 2. Everything Everywhere got 3. A lot of the times it depends more on the movie than it does the studio.
But Netflix didn't have any of those movies.
I grant you that, but I think if they have the right performance, then they win. It's just that they haven't had the right movie recently. I think there will be, down the line, they'll be able to assess like Netflix's pursuit for Oscar and what went wrong with the Roma campaign and all that stuff.
Or the dog.
Yeah, but I think in the end, like I don't think they've had a performance like they will with Angelina Jolie, which is why I think it could break this sort of spell for them that they've struggled with getting, the performances. I just this is a very different type of role and I just from what we've heard from the festivals, I think that she's crushing it. So
it'll be very showy.
Yeah, we'll see. A lot of musicals, a lot of people singing in this.
Yeah. Indeed, lots of music going on this year. We've got Dune 2 wins Best Picture. I don't feel super strong about that. I think if it's going to win, I think we've talked about this multiple times, it'll probably be for the third and final one, which we'll have to see how that turns out, like a Lord of the Rings thing. I just think it'll be a tech player, and even then, I think it'll have some competition from other films like Gladiator and Joker, potentially, maybe. So I don't think that they're. Plus, not many people are even still talking about Dune right now, honestly. It kind of left the buzz.
I mean, if Warner Brothers is smart, they'll make sure people remember it. What I'm currently waiting to see is whether Warner Brothers is going to put in the energy to run that, because I do think there's a world where they run Joker 2 all the way. Like that's the one that's going to win them multiple Oscars. They have to see where the craft's going to go, because they're very different sort of crafts, and they're the type of crafts that the awards voters has responded both to in the past. So it's I don't think it's going to win Best Picture. I mean, I think we have to wait to see how the other 2 sequels do to question, whether, because I think we've agreed I don't know if all 3 get in. So we have to see if they're going to rush these or if they're going to go for the proven thing. I think the fact that Denis Villeneuve did not get in for director, but the previous directors for the other sequels did. I think that is a thing to note. That Todd Phillips and Ridley Scott both got nominated for the original movies, where Denis did not. That's just something to keep in mind. We do have another super chat if you want to jump back.
Oh, we do. Saoirse Ronan 2 times win for the Outrun and Blitz. I do think I've got Saoirse. I think a 2 times nomination is actually very possible for her now with supporting actress for Blitz and lead actress for the Outrun. She's getting the Telluride Silver Medallion tribute thing at Telluride, which has a pretty good track record of at least one of them being a legit thing. I forget in the past years, especially the acting people, most of the time.
I feel like we're inventing these awards that we're giving these actors. The Silver Medallion.
The Silver Medallion at Telluride. But yeah,
honorary popcorn bucket award.
I think especially the Outrun, it seems like even if it might be a kind of mid movie from the reviews, it seems it's the kind of performance that the Academy goes for. Just it might be, who knows, this year's To Leslie. People are already Greta Gerwig's writing about it and posting about it and campaigning for her. So who knows? It's a similar kind of.
I think the Kate Winslet scenario, which I brought up a couple episodes ago, as far as both like the Outrun helping her Blitz nomination and her Blitz win, is also very likely. I mean, if she doesn't get in for both, I don't think that hurts her getting a win in one of them.
No.
So, do you still think Blitz is the more likely nominee if you had to pick one over the other?
For her or for like Best Picture? For her. Honestly, I don't know. I actually think the Outrun might be more possible in Best Actress. Honestly.
I also the comment above the awards gambit saying Baby Girl will be the Saltburn of this year, I think is a very apt. If Amazon Prime,
I hope it's a little better.
We'll say. Listen, you all know I love Saltburn. It was definitely a top 15 for me of last year. So if Baby Girl ranks among that, I'll be very happy.
I hope Baby Girl is the best film of the year. But yeah. Well, we kind of just talked about this. Denis Villeneuve will be snubbed once again. Best Actress will be between. Well, in the Denis Villeneuve comment, I think we both agree with that. I think that's very possible. And then Best Actress will be between Mikey Madison and Carla Sofia Gascon. I don't know I think Mikey Madison is definitely a contender to win. I don't know about Carla, but because Mikey is I think she's going to be in the strongest film that's in Best Actress. Anora, looking at all the other contenders, I think will be the strongest film. And the reviews, some early screenings at TIFF, it's now screening at Telluride. Everyone is talking about her performance being like a breakout, huge, star-making performance. Some people comparing it to Orson Welles' performance in Citizen Kane. A little hyperbole out there, but yeah, I think there'll be a lot of love for her. Because she is the standout star of that film, and if they love the film, they'll love her in it.
I think
she's definitely possible.
My hesitation with Anora up to this point was whether the industry at large was going to accept the film, because they haven't really gotten behind Sean Baker's other work before. Florida Project got 1 nomination for Willem Dafoe, nothing for Tangerine, nothing for Red Rocket, 2 films that I think definitely should have gotten something. They were the best of their respective years, some of the best of their respective years. But the industry talk so far has been that people really are digging Anora, more so than again, most of the other movies this year. And I do think Mikey Madison could, usually a lot of times you got to get your foot in the door before getting the win. I think what we could be seeing here is another Brie Larson sort of win. Yeah. Where she's gotten, she's been known, she has, I think what helps, she's been in some stuff. She's been in a lot of popular stuff as well. Scream, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And so then this is kind of her, like a big role to announce her. And if she's in the right movie with this, certainly seems to be, I think it could really come down to her. I still think that all the Emilia Perez actors, I think we have to see who they really respond to in the movie, because I do think Carla could be really well received, but I also wonder, are they just going to put all of their energy into Zoe Saldana in the supporting category? I mean, we still don't necessarily know where they're going to, place them.
I think it's pretty confident right now. Carla is lead, and then Zoe and Selena will be supporting, but we'll see. But I could definitely see. The only issue is potentially, which I don't think will be as much of an issue for Emilia Perez, but it is an international film. It's in a different language, which as we've seen, actors, it's a little bit of a struggle for that branch in particular compared to other branches. But I think Emilia Perez, the acting style in it will be showy enough that I think it will still resonate with a lot of actors. So definitely possible. I think I do. If you check out my award expert app, shout out Oscar Expert and Brother Bro. I use that for every slideshow we do, and I forget to shout them out. But shout out to them. I think she is my number one on that app right now. So
Mikey or Carla?
Mikey. Okay. I don't think I have Carla getting in right now. But yeah. Next up, we've got Black Toad. This might be a little dated, Black Toad. I was talking with Jack on Twitter about this, but I think Queer might not get any nominations aside from Daniel Craig, because it doesn't have a distributor yet. Before September, they had to cut an hour of the film. It might just not be an awards thing at all. I think oh geez, my Queer take's already outdated. It does have a distributor now. It's got A24. I still think, I don't know. I think it might just be a Daniel Craig thing still, just based off of what the film is about. So Daniel Craig having drug issues and wandering in I think it's Mexico, and he meets Drew Starkey, and then they go into the forest and do drugs or stuff. I think is kind of what it's about. So I don't know. I think it's kind of just Daniel Craig and maybe 1 or 2 other things still.
I think the distribution news makes me more confident in Daniel Craig. I think the question was whether it was going to get 0 or 1, and now I think we can feel confident in the 1. But beyond that, it struggles. I think looking back, what made Call Me by Your Name, I think, such an all-around player was Timothée Chalamet. I think that he really brought in a lot of maybe the younger voters, and also I do think that was at a time when the mainstream was leaning into queer film in a way that I don't think they had been before. I mean, this was still, within, 13 years of the Brokeback Mountain, chaos.
Mhm.
And so I wonder if it's just a question of like why they leaned into that film and not any other Luca Guadagnino movie. Because it's
I
not
think
like
it's his most main. Well, no, Challengers is his most mainstream.
like
But
he's
it's
made
his most
more
prestige.
movies. He's made prestige movies. So I still think Craig is the likely sole representative for the film.
Yeah, I agree.
Amelia Perez, all three main actors. So I assume the third is Selena Gomez because weren't there four women
Selena Gomez.
who were?
Yes, there was Adriana Paz was also
Yeah.
honored, but I believe she's got the smallest role of them all.
Okay.
But yeah, this is very possible. I could totally see this, especially as we mentioned, Netflix is, I think, easily the strongest studio right now at getting acting nominations, not wins,
Yeah.
but nominations. They beat everyone else in that category. So very possible. I feel pretty good. Zoe Saldana, I think, is definitely in. Then I would say Carla is probably the most likely. And then I think Selena, given there are some people dropping out. I don't think Isabella Rossellini is going to be getting in anymore. So
We'll
I think
see. Because again, it took what 3 seasons to get Selena Gomez a nomination for Only Murders, and that was in the strike year where we had less competition. Like to me, like it would be crazy to like think it took that long for her in the Emmys, and then she's the
I
second
think
in the category.
this will probably be a more baby performance.
But and listen, I could not be happier for her. I just watching Only Murders season 4 this week and knowing this is on the horizon. Like I've been a Selena Gomez fan since I was like 8 years old, so I'm very happy for her. But I think we have to see. I think my whole thing with Amelia Perez is that I can't remember the last time we had 2 musicals duking it out, and so usually being a musical, solidified you, and so it like that's not going to happen this year, and so I wonder if that will affect either one of these movies. I do think it would be crazy if we had Lady Gaga and Selena Gomez both nominated for acting.
That would be crazy.
Like,
and it's going to be original song
10 years ago that Lady Gaga and Selena Gomez are going to be nominated for acting in the same year. That would be crazy.
Yeah, and they'll both be fighting each other in original song for the win. So yeah, I think definitely possible. I do think Selena Gomez's performance in Amelia Perez will be much more to like an awards acting voters' taste than I think she's a little deadpan in Only Murders in the Building, which I think kind of makes her stand out less than the other two.
Yeah.
So
Nosferatu, I think we mentioned last week that this could be a craft player, especially because the release date is going to be fresh in the voters' minds because it comes out for Christmas. Lily Rose Depp, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, Nosferatu gets at least 4 Oscar nominations, and Lily Rose Depp gets Best Actress. I don't think Lily Rose Depp will get in for Best Actress.
I could see the 4 if you go costume, production design, makeup, and cinematography. I could see a world where that happens.
Maybe, but even then, I mean, the only nomination an Edgar's film has got is cinematography for The Lighthouse. I think its best shot is probably like production design or cinematography or makeup. It depends. Like if the makeup on Nosferatu is cool.
I will grant you two things. One, I think people are going to lean into Nosferatu a little bit more than those other movies because the rich historical awareness of the original film. And also, this is the best release date he's ever had. I mean, The Lighthouse was like limited in October, but The Witch and The Northman were like early releases, like February and April of their respective years. So I think that probably did more to harm those movies than this. And I also think this is probably going to be his most palatable movie from what I can assume from what we've seen. Heard. I also think that there's going to be some people in the crafts that, when they're looking at Dune, Joker, Wicked, Gladiator, that's a very mainstream box office friendly list. And I wouldn't put it past them to try and throw in a Nosferatu just because they want to, mix it up with something that has a little bit more of an independent energy to it. I think 4 nominations is very possible, but I don't think one of those 4 is going to be for the acting.
I don't think 4. No, Lily Rose Depp, I don't think has a shot. Unfortunately, yeah, maybe in a future film, but probably not for this. I'm excited to see her in it. She's good in what I've seen. She was. I'm not even going to mention the Idol. But yeah, the 4, yeah, we don't need to talk about that. I don't think 4. I think probably like 2 is probably the most I could see, like makeup, cinematography, or production design. But it could definitely. And I think Focus has their hands full as well. They've got Conclave to push, and also they don't have Brutalists. They have its international distribution rights, but not its US. I think they'll probably pick up the US one as well. And that's getting rave reviews. So we were kind of wrong about that.
Well, I just think that I was reluctant to whether people
because
are
of the
going,
runtime.
and I still the festival crowd is very different from the crowd that
Mhm.
like I remember people saying like, "Oh, Sound of Metal," and it was like 2 hours, and they didn't want to put on that screener, and like
Yeah.
just I just feel like that will continue to be the issue when you are not going to a theater to see it and it's sitting on your pile and you have all these other movies. I wonder whether you lean into the brutalist. It's going to be like a Drive My Car situation where people have to be like
Yeah.
the best movie of the year.
Critics gotta really push for it. Yeah.
So that's where it still could happen. But yeah, I mean,
I
it's
think it
just
could also get pushed to next year, honestly, because it still doesn't have the US distributor rights. I think the person who picks it up might just be like, "Boop,
we'll see.
next year."
Um, the other thing I was going to say, which flew out of my
About Nosferatu.
mind, I thought maybe there was something else. Maybe not. It'll come back to me.
Well, we've got another super chat. Thank you, Ollie Akers. Edward Norton could contend. Rockwell, Pitt, Downey. He could have a very similar narrative to those three. Yeah, I could really see it. It'd be funny for the like Timmy acting vehicle for it to end up being Edward Norton who wins the Oscar. But it's really possible. He's definitely got more of an. He's probably got like 2 or 3 nominations.
If Timothy Chalamet is upset about that, may I present him to Winona Ryder in Girl Interrupted, where Angelina Jolie was the Oscar winner of that film. All my love to Winona Ryder. I mean, hopefully one day she can make her way to that stage. Beetlejuice. You never know.
I don't know about that. Is that your hot take?
No, that was not
Ryder for
yeah, my hot take is Winona Ryder in supporting actress. I don't know. Michael Keaton should just host the damn thing, and he should come out as this different characters. That's my
host. Yeah. But yeah, I think totally possible for sure. I would have him high up in supporting actor at this point. So yeah, thank you, Ollie. Don't worry, people in the live chat. We'll be coming to your hot takes. I think we only got a few more left here. I'm pretty sure. We can quickly go. Here gets a nomination for best cinematography. I don't believe so. I think Here's only shot is either production design or visual effects, and even then, I don't think that's going to happen. So I don't think it'll be a good film. So.
Why will people lean into this more than they've leaned into like Welcome to Marwen? You know, Robert Zemeckis' other, or The Walk. I like The Walk, and that did nothing. So like, I don't think. I think because you see Robert Zemeckis reteaming with Tom Hanks and Robin Wright, you just think it's going to, like, the package is nice, but then you see that trailer, and it's like, no.
Yeah.
All right.
Go off to AARP awards. We've got a long Wicked message now.
Woo! Jack, I want you to enjoy every single text.
I'll just skim through it. Wicked, Oscar. No, Wicked might be an Oscar winner for costume design. That's possible, maybe. Cynthia Erivo is definitely a contender for a nomination in lead actress. This could potentially be a SAG Ensemble nominee with the diverse cast and a mix of international TV and film actors. If the film is well received, I can see this one sneaking in at the end, similar to Nightmare Alley. Whether the film is nominated for picture or not, I think it will have a large presence for
writing
awards. It is. It's fun for sure. Either with the cast as presenters or music performances. Wouldn't it be fun to see Jeff Goldblum and Michelle Yeoh as presenters? This is a universally loved musical, still running on Broadway, so I think it could have more visibility than West Side Story, Into the Woods, and The Color Purple. I'll let you take this. I don't believe in Wicked besides costumes.
You just don't like musicals. You don't like Joy.
I like In the Heights. I like West Side Story.
Hey, come on. This movie exists because you liked it.
I know. Yeah, that's fair.
So I agree with the costume design. I think it could be very competitive there. Because they even when they don't like those sort of movies, they lean into the fantasy. Like Disney live action has always been able to depend on this category. So, and that's what I feel like a comp for Wicked is. So I think costume design, it could be very competitive there. I agree with you on Cynthia Erivo. Your SAG ensemble reasoning, I think, is very strong and very sound. And it could sneak in the same way that Crazy Rich Asians was able to sneak in. So even a world where it's not a Best Picture contender, SAG just really responds to the material, and they nominate it for ensemble. I think that is a possible thing. I'm not ready to predict that yet because we have to see how the other movies go. Movies like Conclave, where maybe the individuals are not sticking out the same way, but they still really love the ensemble. Or they could do Banshees of Inisherin, where they nominate all the people anyway, but then also give it ensemble.
Yeah.
So we have to see where SAG is in the mood for. As far as the University Love Story, I mean, that is true for me, and I think true for a lot of people. I'm actually going back to see it in a couple weeks, bringing some friends who have never seen the show. So I'm doing the wizard's work.
You are.
I do think. Listen, West Side Story, Into the Woods, Color Purple. Into the Woods made some money, but not a lot. West Side Story and Color Purple were not financial successes. Wicked most certainly will be. I'd be shocked if it didn't do well. I would be
Given
shocked.
the budget, I think it'll open to like 50 million, honestly.
This would be an interesting bet, because one is PG-13, one is R. What do you think is winning the weekend of November 22nd? Do you think it's Gladiator, or do you think it's Wicked?
Gladiator.
You think Gladiator with an R rating?
Yeah, Gladiator will have like 2 times the opening of Wicked.
No.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be 2 times.
Yeah. Not 2 times, but I think Gladiator will.
They took the train to the Olympics. They've stopped at every single fashion design. I've seen
I don't think people care about that.
Oh, the people who have the money across this country who don't pay attention to Twitter, who watch those sort of things, definitely care. I just think that Wicked has the chance to be a big hit. And if it's a big hit and it has these craft categories and it has the SAG ensemble, it's possible. I think what's really hurting it is just that there's so many other big budget movies this year. So it has to overtopple one of them. It has to overtopple either Dune, Gladiator, or Joker. So we'll see. Joker could be a polarizing movie. Gladiator could be another Ridley Scott recent effort. And Dune could just be forgotten. So there's reasons you could argue that all of 3 of those fall for some reason. But right now, I think that it's probably an uphill battle in picture. I do think it gets probably 2 nominations, maybe a third if original song has something to deliver. We'll see. But I'm definitely rooting for it, and I'm very excited. We'll see.
We shall see. Yeah, indeed. Wicked will be a fun one, I guess.
So you really think we're going to shake hands on this bet? You think Gladiator 2 is going to make double the opening week?
I'm not going to agree to double, but I will say significantly more.
Yeah. This sounds like what I was thinking, that Barbie was going to only open at like 45.
Wicked, people reacted to that Barbie trailer just like they reacted to that Gladiator 2 trailer. I'm not seeing a lot of
really? Because I saw a lot of dislikes on that Gladiator 2 trailer.
Well, at least that was people hating. People hating. Yeah, we shall see. Mary is back again with Gaga misses in lead / supporting actress, whatever category she's going to campaign in. I agree, Mary. I don't have her in currently.
You're crazy.
If she campaigns supporting, I'd probably put her in, but I don't know. We'll have to see. But I think you disagree with that hot take. I agree with this hot take.
Again,
next up,
if there's any musical question, I just think you're going to take the negative Nancy perspective.
No, I was, like I said, big on In the Heights and West Side Story. It's some of these other musicals, just based off the trailer for Wicked, I'm like, that's not anything besides some below the line stuff.
Okay.
In my opinion. We'll see.
He does not care about Phoenix.
Industry doesn't care about the whole Phoenix Todd Haynes situation. I kind of agree with this. I think by the time nomination stuff comes around, I think people will have forgotten about it. I don't think people will really care.
Yeah, I think that is probably true. I don't see a world where he misses out because of that. I think there's a more likely world that he just misses out because he's not as exciting in seeing it again, and maybe not as exciting as Lady Gaga is.
They've already awarded it.
Yeah, but I think he is still very strong. They love this character, and they love this specific version of the character. I think that he is probably more beloved within the Academy than maybe Heath Ledger. Because
he's been around longer.
Well, no, I think if you ask Academy voters what they are more impressed with, I think they might say Joaquin Phoenix, not because
his Joker performance.
Yeah, because he is the lead of the movie.
No. Heath Ledger would win that.
I think among fans and among the audience, maybe, but among actors in the acting branch of the Academy, I think Joaquin Phoenix's Joker really, because why does that movie do so well if not for him? I think you just got to acknowledge that movie was the most Oscar.
Say the same thing about Ledger.
Yeah, listen. I love them both. I think they're fantastic. I think that the Academy really responded to that character in a way because he had to. I really do feel that he had to be as good as Ledger, if maybe not better, in order to get in because of how good Ledger was, and the fact that he won showed how good he is. So they definitely love this character. They love this actor. I think he could very well get in. And yes, I agree. I don't think
if he gets in or doesn't, it won't have anything to do with the Todd Haynes stuff. So
except if there's a new development in that, like if they sue him and there's the legal stuff is happening. Because that's what happened with James Franco, is that he was doing fine. He won the Golden Globe, but then there was an LA Times story like right around when voting was ending, and then boom, he didn't get nominated for the Disaster Artist. So it would have to be akin to that.
Yeah, I don't have him in there, but that's not because of the Todd Haynes stuff. Riley says people are overestimating Sing Sing based on its casting narrative. I can see it being shut out of Best Picture entirely, with only a couple acting nods at most. I could see this happening too. It really depends. I do still think Sing Sing is A24's priority over Queer, in terms of campaigning. I think it's pretty solid in supporting actor at this point, and I think it'll get actor and then screenplay, and then that's enough for Best Picture, honestly. It might not be like the top tier Best Picture contender that everyone kind of was predicting it to be at the start of the year. But I still feel pretty good about 2 acting noms, screenplay, and picture. I'm not going to do anything else besides that, but we'll have to see.
Sing Sing is not benefiting from having opened during the last festival circuit, and so everybody had their eyes on this because it was the one movie that people had seen. And then you can't maintain that sort of energy for months and months and months. But I think A24 will get this back on people's radar, and I expect critics groups will go towards the film. And so
hopefully, yeah, we've got a lot of critics movies this year.
Yeah, but if it did get shut out, I wouldn't be shocked, because I just think
I wouldn't be either. I don't think it'll get 0 nominations, though. I think it'll get something. It might be shut out of Best Picture, but I feel pretty good about at least Clarence Macklin, honestly. I feel like he's the acting standout, it seems. Yeah. Next up, Sing Sing. Oh, this is similar. Sing Sing might be left behind for Queer now that it is A24's distributor. I still think A24 will we'll have to see how Queer reviews go, and how that ends up going. Because if Queer gets raves, I think that just because it stars Daniel Craig will have more box office potential than Sing Sing has done. Sing Sing will, I think, easily, if it gets into Best Picture, be the lowest grossing one of the 10. So it could be. Right now, I'm thinking that they're going to stick with Sing Sing because I think that's got a better path to winning Best Picture. I think easily it could win SAG Ensemble, which correlates pretty easily with Best Picture. And I think Queer, I think they're probably going. It'll be interesting though who they'll push for more in actor, because they've got Coleman and Daniel Craig there. So I think they might push for Craig more in actor, but Sing Sing more everywhere else is what I'd say right now.
They're also going to take a cue because they never want to make it seem as if they're making a decision, because then the talent very upset with them. It's like, it's nothing we did. I mean, the Golden Globes and all these people, that's who they're anointing.
Yep.
They played.
Yeah. Next we got Spencer. J-Lo and Pamela Anderson get in. This is a true hot take, Spencer. I like it. I don't think it will happen.
J-Lo in.
She's in Unstoppable. Remember? She's the mom in Unstoppable. Coming to TIFF.
What?
It's a TIFF movie with Jarrell Jerome. I think it's like a sports film, and she's his mom, who I think has drugs.
No, this is not happening. With all due respect to both of those women,
I think Pamela's got a better shot. I don't think it'll happen, but I think Pamela gives a great performance. I think there's a narrative there,
but that's not saying much.
No.
I
don't think so, but good hot take.
I think this next comment is
no.
It's amazing what can happen.
And Maria get pushed to next year. I don't think that's going to happen now. But yeah, it's amazing what can happen.
You mean that the wide release will happen in January of next year? That's
maybe for Queer. That's the only. Do we have a release date for Maria? Yeah, I don't think we do.
They tend to like their
November, December. They don't really do January. So yeah, it'll be later in the year. This is a recent one. I didn't like it.
Well, they don't do January because they don't release movies in wide release. So they have to open it in December.
That's true. That's true.
They are unlimited.
The Room Next Door. Maybe. I think I'm still sticking with at least Nicole Kidman for Baby Girl, just because I'm gonna go down with that until I have to hop off. Room Next Door, it's a total wild card right now. I think acting is definitely potential for that because it's Pedro and he directs great performances, but I don't know if it'll be a top tier contender.
You said that, and my mind went to Pedro Pascal sitting in the Oscar, sitting in the chair. I want to see that. But no, I'm interested right now just because you mentioned it. Do we have the same 5? Well, we don't. We have one off, definitely. For actors right now, I have Kidman, Jolie, Gaga, Madison, and Carla Sofia Gasol.
Okay, so we've got one off.
Yeah.
So you don't have more.
No, I don't have Julia Moore right now.
Okay, I've got more instead of Gaston right now, I think is my 5.
Well, and Gaga, right?
Oh yeah, I don't have Gaga. So I would have Madison, Adams,
You have Adam.
Jolie, who else is there? I might do Saoirse Ronan and then Julianne Moore. I feel like I'm forgetting someone though. So who knows? I'd have to have like a list in front. Oh yeah, Kidman, duh. Yeah, maybe I should stick with that. Yeah.
Finley,
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen because I don't see them getting. I really think in this modern age, because of what a sequel represents, I just don't think they're going to want to embrace that as the winner. But listen, if 3 sequels get in there, maybe just by law of averages, it could happen. We'll see.
Yeah. Who knows? I don't think it would just be Dune or Gladiator or Joker, and I don't think any of those are Best Picture winners.
Mm-hmm.
Angelina Jolie versus Amy Adams for Best Actress. That's who I feel might win. I think both of them have a winning shot. Angelina Jolie I've gone down a little bit on since Netflix picked it up, but Amy Adams, I think because I've gone down a little on Jolie, Amy Adams has risen up. She could just kind of Jessica Chastain it, I guess. That was Searchlight, and it was a showy performance that the movie wasn't like loved, but the narrative was there. So I think it could maybe happen for Adams, but I don't know.
It helps with Adams that she now is not seen as the front runner. So if she's going to make her she's going to claw her way back up, but it'll be exciting that oh my god, we counted her out, and then look, so that could help her. How much longer do we have? Because we should get to our live chat.
Let's do this quickly. I don't think either Nickel Boys or even Sing Sing will be recognized by the Academy, having followed the racial history of the Oscars. Those films, from the sound of their plots, don't sound like palatable, friendly, black-centric films. I think both of those are going to get into Best Picture, honestly, right now.
I want to believe that they do. I don't want to believe in the reality that might be true.
I think they're pretty good chances.
So this is about Timothée Chalamet. I think again he could very well.
He could win. I could totally see that.
But I think Ralph Fiennes is going to give him a run for his money.
Those are my top 2. Yeah, I agree.
We talked about this. Pick up another priority that is queer. I don't see.
I think it'll get nominations.
Yeah, I don't see a world where Paul Raci gets in, but he's a wonderful actor. Natasha Lyonne does have the best chance for His 3 Daughters, but I think Netflix has a
still won't happen.
Challenges.
3 other priorities.
Supporting
actors.
Challenges. Listen,
picture.
I would love if that happened, but I don't think it's going to. I think they might either get a screenplay nomination or no nominations.
Or score.
Jack, all 3 of these.
This is my secret account. We could get 0 nominations.
Oh yeah, because your secret account is as Sylvie from Loki, as yours.
Yeah, for sure. I agree, Paul Mescal, and I agree Sing Sing is not winning Best Picture. I like these takes. Good job, Abby. Hey, that's me. Oh, I think in the thumbnail, Joker only gets song and cinematography.
Yeah.
I think we'll get more than that. I doubt the film, and I think it'll still get more than that. So who replied? Not even production design. Well, I agree. I think production design is possible.
Yeah.
Costume nomination, Angelina Jolie. I think we've addressed both of those. Are very possible. 2 will underperform. I think we agree with that. With Denis missing, Nickel Boys and Blitz will flop at festivals. Well, so far Nickel Boys is doing great at festivals. We'll have to see about Blitz, but I think Blitz will be of a certain quality that it won't flop.
Yeah.
Timothy will not be nominated. That's a hot take.
And I agree. Anarchs 1830. Anarchs. Yeah. Okay. Sing Sing is not a top 5 contender. Currently, I agree with you.
Yeah, I think it'll probably be in the lower half of Best Picture, kind of like Past Lives was, honestly.
Yeah.
But it could rise. I think it could get screener help.
Right now, I think we have Anora, Conclave, Joker 2. Oh my God.
Nickel Boys.
There's so many. Nickel Boys probably up there. There's a lot. So, all right, let's jump into our live chat.
Let's do it.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you. We will now look at your hot takes in the live chat. So working bottom up, the Academy has shown over and over. So if you have hot takes, throw them in the live chat, is all I'll say. Over and over, they don't care about Kid. This is true. They usually go for Kidman's more basic Oscar baity roles than
Lion. which was her
more
last
out
nomination.
there.
But I also
Yeah.
think it's
Well, she got for being the Ricardos.
well, that's not out there.
No, I thought you said Lion was her last one.
No, just oh, sorry. Yes, that's correct. I'm forgetting things as soon as I say them. We're getting to that point in the show. Yes, I think that there is truth to that. Though I don't know. I feel like from what we've seen, this is a little different. I think this is more palatable and more entertaining than like Destroyer or a Dogville. I think the Baby Girl seems to be something that more people will give a chance to. But there is truth to that sentiment.
Will Carla Sofia Gascon even be nominated as a trans woman? She might get in SAG, but not the Academy. I think the Academy is progressive enough at this point that I'm sure there will be some assholes who that will be a hindrance for. But I think most people in the Academy, I don't think that will be a huge issue.
Also, while we still have the gender split, which will happen for some time now, I think in our lifetime they might get rid of it. We'll see. But this was how it was for the Tonys. They asked the actor which category do you want to be in. So the idea that she her pronouns. Want to make sure being respectful.
Yeah, she her. Okay. Yeah.
Just if she wants to be in Best Actress, then she's in Best Actress, and it's not like the Academy or like it's not like people then will be able to nominate her in Best Actor. Like I think that seems ridiculous. So and if you're suggesting that it's maybe like a what's the word? Oh my god. Melting here.
Discrimination.
Thank you. If but I just don't think I don't think this
the Academy is pretty progressive at this point.
Yeah.
So I don't think it'll be an issue. I think the main reason a trans actress or actor hasn't gotten in before is because they don't get enough roles. I don't think it's because of the Academy. Yeah, I saw someone said The Brutalist should be compared to the likes of Casablanca and Citizen Kane. The Brutalist is getting raves right now, but like we said, that is for more of a critics audience. People have also compared it to The Godfather, apparently. So if you set expectations like that, I don't know how smart that is, honestly.
We're off to the pundit Olympics as far as I think it's like Gone with the Wind. I think it's like Lawrence of Arabia.
One of the top 10 films of all time.
When somebody compares it to Borderlands, then we'll start paying attention.
Yep, for sure. Joaquin Phoenix will not win 2 times for the same character. I agree. I don't think he'll even be nominated.
I think
Amelia Perez will not.
But I don't. There's no world where he wins.
No, not a chance. Amelia Perez will not happen outside of international feature. I don't know about that. I feel like even if it doesn't get international feature,
a little too hot. A little too hot of a take.
Yeah, this is very hot, Catherine. Yeah, I think acting, directing, some texts are all there. Saturday Night will turn into a front runner. We still don't have reviews for it. I don't think. I haven't checked, but
we need.
I don't think so.
Support. We need the other branches to get into it, other than the writers and the actors, which are strong groups.
Those are the 2 strongest. Yeah,
I know Coda managed to pull it off, but I think it needs some craft love to turn into it.
I think Coda is an anomaly that year because it was that year. I don't think it's. Yeah. I'm not sold on Amelia Perez. I still think Netflix can do Piano Lessons easy. It's more Oscar friendly. I don't know. Based off the reviews, it seems like Piano Lesson is probably maybe a little better than the other August Wilson adaptations, but not like a huge improvement. I still think Amelia Perez is their big push. If that doesn't work out, they can then turn to Piano Lesson, but I don't know.
Jack, I think you should start at the top because they're going to keep, pillowing the bottom.
Okay.
And we're going to get to the top.
That's true. Let's quickly look at the hot takes at the start. Walter Salles, I'm Still Here is going to be an international film that breaks through. This is possible. We'll know in a few days at Venice. It could be SBC's priority over The Room Next Door if Room Next Door is divisive or doesn't get good reviews. I do think I'm Still Here is definitely an international feature contender. So I would definitely keep your eye on it. This could definitely happen. If Room Next Door is well received, John Turturro has a strong enough role. He'll crack the supporting actor race. It's about damn time. I would love to see that happen. Based off the trailer, I think he's going to have a very small role. I have a feeling he's probably going to be like a husband who's out of town for the time while they're in that house together. So that's just a guess, but I have a feeling his role will not be big enough. But who knows? Supporting actor has some open slots now at this point. He is a phenomenal actor. Alessandro Nivola could get in for Brutalist or Room Next Door. Oh, in both. I don't think the role will be big enough in both, to be honest, but I think it will definitely raise the reputation and all that. Memoir of a Snail, original screenplay nominee. I think that's just animated feature. I think based off of the other stuff that director has done, it's acclaimed, but I don't think it's going to be everybody's taste. So I think it'll probably just get animated, to be honest. Zoe Saldana is my predicted winner for supporting actress. Definitely possible. She is for sure. So you said Winona Ryder. Spencer thinks Catherine O'Hara might be a thing for Beetlejuice. I wish. Catherine O'Hara is one of the best actresses working right now to not have an Oscar nomination. It's insane. She's so funny. But I wish. But someone needs to write her a role where she does get nominated. Let's see. I was lucky to watch Sing Sing yesterday. It's amazing, but not winning Best Picture. I agree. Brutalist is getting raves. Yes, we talked about that. A Complete Unknown will be snubbed.
I don't think so.
I think it will not be. I think it'll get in a lot of different categories at this point. Hello, we're doing good.
Nice of you.
Hot takes. Sad day for Sam Jackson. Yeah, I don't think he's honestly even getting nominated at this point.
Hi, Aaron.
Yes. Live stream.
Yes, I was invited to talk about Star Wars and the future of Star Wars with 11 other members of the Beyond the Trailer community. If you didn't see it, it was a nice hour-plus discussion, but it was great. It was wonderful. Talked about Star Wars. We talked about the movies, the Acolyte, talked about our history with the franchise. So I was very honored to join them, and it was wonderful to talk with so many wonderful people on YouTube. So go check it out on Beyond the Trailer.
Fun fact, Bryce Randolph is how this channel happened with the both of us. That's how we met. So that's insane. I don't think people know Twitter, that. That's funny. That's how we met.
Beyond the Trailer fans. So yes, Cynthia Erivo is getting into Best Actress. There's a 5% chance. It's a small, but it could happen.
One, but I'll say 2. I'll be generous. Adrian Brody in Brutalist. It's a brutal time. It's morbid time. I think we agree with this. Oscars should do no gender categories, but I don't think that's going to happen for a long time.
They've got to. I think the issue with that, and I'm for it because I think that it's ridiculous that certain actors are putting themselves into a gendered category when they live a non-gendered experience, and also I just think it potentially, there's a world where maybe there is more representation and more performances can get in. You do run the risk of it potentially running too male and too white. And I also think the main issue that I think is holding this back, which LAFCA fixed when they did this, because they give 2 awards, I believe. But it's just that you're then missing 2 categories that actors can benefit from winning.
It's tricky.
It's that, because what do? Who wins between Emma Stone and Cillian Murphy? Do you just say that we're going to have 2 winners, but then what if they're 2 of the same gender? I think that is what the Academy, I imagine, if they're going to go down this rabbit hole, is going to try and figure out, and that could be
it'll take time.
But listen, we did it for our awards, our very influential awards. So
very influential. Yeah, I'm sure it'll happen at some point. But
to the next comment, I do not see a world where Austin, but I don't see a world where Dune gets acting.
No, I'd say Javier Bardem before Austin Butler, honestly. But even then, no. Selena for the win. I don't know about the win. I think the nomination would be the win. Let's see. I think we talked about Norton a little bit. Yeah, for sure. Guy Pearce can win. Interesting. I don't know about Guy Pearce winning, but I think we need to hear more about the film and his performance. It's possible. He's got a lot of Brutalist. He's got a lot of runtime to give a performance in there. Gabriel LaBelle. I don't think so.
We talked about Saoirse.
I agree with Matt.
We talked about Norton. We talked about Queer. Yeah. I'm going through to see if Kate Winslet and this first. I don't know about those.
I don't think it'll be that strong.
It seems too
DGA and miss.
In a year where we have a lot of mainstream players, I don't know if this one sneaks through. The next one, Kate Winslet and Lee. They're not talking about it. No. I don't know why.
It didn't get good reviews.
Yeah, but you would think even Kate Winslet gets some,
I don't think it has a good distributor either, honestly. So I don't think.
I don't see that happening. We talked about all of these. Conclave.
Conclave got good reviews.
Yep. Isabella Rossellini. I still think there's a chance she gets in. It could just be that people just weren't wowed, but I mean, I don't think they were wowed by J.K. Simmons. We're going to use J.K. Simmons and Being the Ricardos for the rest of our time here.
Because Barbie was nominated, I think Wicked. I think Barbie is a much bigger success all around than I think Wicked will be.
Okay, let's wait for Wicked. I thought you were going to say Wicked is. It's like Wicked hasn't happened.
Wicked is.
Listen, Barbie, I think, got these like people who like Paul Schrader loved Barbie, didn't he? Like it got like people really got behind Barbie as a piece of art, and I don't necessarily see that happening for Wicked. I think they will see Wicked as more commercial. Again, that's why I think that, you know, Wicked is like Barbie is more akin to The Dark Knight. Wicked is more akin to the live action remakes of Disney. Like that's just, I think, what we're seeing. We could be surprised. But yeah, I think again, and also there's going to be at least 2 musicals in the category. You're going to have Joker and Amelia Perez. Are we really going to have a third?
I think we've talked about Wicked enough. I don't think it's happening anywhere below the line. Do you think Deadweiler will move up to lead? I think Netflix has their at least 2 priorities in lead already with Carla and Angelina, so I don't think that would be smart. I think it could be.
Deadweiler might feel that she got jinxed the last time, so she's maybe wanting to play it safe this time.
It's possible, but
I don't deny her.
France will not. This is very possible. I think it's very possible that they end up going with The Count of Monte Cristo because that's gotten great reviews. It's doing great at the France box office. And it's a much more French film than Amelia Perez is. We'll have to see. I don't know if Mexico can also submit Amelia Perez. I don't know if that's an option. So Amelia Perez could still potentially get in, but I think it's very, maybe even likely that France does not submit Amelia Perez. Angelina Jolie is not even remotely win competitive for Maria. I've seen this story before, and Lorraine hasn't changed his style based off reviews. Honestly, it does seem like Maria has the weakest reviews of the 3 films, at least so far. Even then, I think Angelina Jolie might have the best narrative of the 3. But
I wonder, though, you know, for a town that so recently gave Brad Pitt Best Supporting Actor, how they feel about her, you know, because
I think there's been developments in that sense. I think hopefully most people in their right mind are on the right side.
Let's see. I mean, of course, you know, we're rooting for her and we love her, but you know, I can't imagine the press being totally positive in her regard from a lot of the voters. And I don't know whether this group is about to flip the light switch so quickly. I mean, it was only 2020. It was less than 4 years ago that he won, you know, so we'll see.
Yeah. Of course, Catherine, that's what this is for. Saoirse will win. I'm not sure in which category you mean or which film, but it's definitely possible. Yeah. I think she's more likely for Blitz.
To Lulu's comment a little down, listen, there have been chances where actors get 2, don't get it. You know, Sigourney Weaver didn't, Scarlett Johansson didn't, but then there have been 2 and they do get it, like Jamie Foxx. Kate Winslet wasn't nominated for both.
Yeah, that's right, she wasn't.
But Jamie Foxx won in a double year. Oh my God, all I can see is the meme from American
There's another one, but
Jessica Lange.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was thinking of there's not gonna be a you stupid slut.
That's what was going through your mind. Okay.
Yeah, that's I was like that. Her. What is her name?
Yeah.
So we could see. I think because Saoirse has been around for so long, it is possible. If she gets the double, then she wins because it's like she's proven herself. This would be her 5th and 6th nomination if she got the double. So
both the categories are up, and there's no front runner for either category, in my opinion, right now. So it's definitely possible for either of them. Willa deserves to get into some awards. Oh, for Strange Darling. I still need to see the film, but everything I've read about the film says that she's incredible in it and gives one of the best performances of the year. Probably won't be nominated at the Oscars, but she could be nominated at our awards, which is why you should tune in for our awards. Let's see.
I think we should finish up with Sincerely Ujo or Uho, however
I think we can. Sebastian Stan, I don't think is getting in for that film. Now that Briarcliff is distributing it, I don't think that's going to happen.
But let's finish up with this last one because I think it's an interesting question. Do you think an animated film could win Best Cinematography or any technical categories? I think its best chance would be in some, not counting like sound, which very something like that.
That's possible.
Translate to an animation. As far as like a creative craft, like a visual category, I think visual effects has always been the place where it could do something. I just think, unfortunately, there are people in the Academy who just will not give animation their due. And also, they just don't look at it in the same way. For me, I don't understand why like costume design is not, like there are beautiful designs in animated movies. Just because they didn't
Yeah,
have
but
to make
it is different.
it
But
is
yeah,
different, but it doesn't mean it's not worthy of a nomination.
no,
You know, like there are countless times when I could have gone through. I mean, I'm somebody that feels like, listen, in 2015, I definitely think you should have pushed, or I would have pushed Amy Poehler for Inside Out. I think that is definitely one of the best performances of the year, even without having to see her face. I think that makes it harder, and she was that excellent. So, but I don't think it'll be, if ever, it'll be a long time before people really see animation.
Their likeliness to give animation some love has honestly gone down in recent years. They used to, like, Toy Story, Up, Beauty and the Beast have gotten to Best Picture, and that has not happened since. So I don't think, unfortunately, it will happen.
Beauty and the Well, I think both of those, Beauty and the Beast got in, I think, because it was Little Mermaid had come out and then Rescuers Down Under, but then Beauty and the Beast kind of solidified, oh, Disney's back after, it'd been like 30 years. So like I think that really, that nomination encapsulates that sort of phenomenon that was going on, that then led the way to Aladdin and Lion King. I think Up and Toy Story 3 got in because it was the dawn of the 10, not the return of 10 movies in the category for Best Picture.
We've had 10 since.
Yeah, but I think it was like they wanted to pick the popular movies because that was the whole point originally, because The Dark Knight didn't get in. Like they wanted to find popular movies. But then it was like, oh, we're just going to nominate the 10 best, or what we think is, we're not going to much about what, because after Toy Story 3, I mean, what, Mad Max Fury Road, was that the next time they nominated like a big popular movie, or The Martian? Like, we were
probably Mad Max.
The 10 spots are being filled with films like Nebraska and Whiplash, which I don't mind, but that definitely isn't what it was created to do from the governor's perspective. So anyway,
this is definitely possible if Joaquin Phoenix isn't there. I think it'll probably be LaBelle or Glenn Powell or something.
Powell for what?
Hitman? For Hitman.
Oh, I was thinking of
I don't know who else would be in that category, honestly. Mufasa could win Best Animated Feature. I don't think they'll want to push it there. Like they didn't want to push The Lion King there. They kind of want to solidify those as live action films, but who knows? I think Lion King got a Golden Globe Animated Feature nomination still. So I don't think it's even going to be worthy of a nomination, honestly. Even. Well, it is Barry Jenkins, but
it looks better than the first one. I will grant it that
a little bit.
Yeah. But all right.
And lastly, not sure if you already mentioned this, how confident are you in Amelia Perez being nominated for Best Picture? I'm pretty confident. I think it's like a top 5. I don't know. Some people think it's like win competitive for like SAG Ensemble and Picture. I don't think I'd go that far, but I think it's very competitive for a lot of nominations. Yeah. So yeah, Netflix almost always gets their main horse in the race. A lot of nominations every year. So yeah, I think we've done it. We've reacted to all your hot takes. Thank you for your hot takes. Thank you, Pranks and Cats, for asking. We're doing good. We just read some amazing hot takes, so we're doing great. I guess we can who do you predict will win right now for acting? I have no clue. I think we'll have a much better idea at the end of festivals, but like a few days ago, at least you would have said a few days ago, Samuel L. Jackson is winning, but I don't think you'll say that now. I'm going to stick with Clarence Macklin. I had John Lithgow before. I don't think that'll happen. So I guess Jonathan.
All right, I'm gonna. All right, ready? I'm gonna do this.
Okay.
Put it out there.
You can do it.
Yeah. Ray Fiennes.
I agree with that.
Mikey Madison.
I agree with that.
Danielle Deadwyler.
Okay, that's possible.
And Edward Norton. That's my 4.
Okay, that's possible. I'd agree with this lead actor and lead actress. I would probably do. I'm sticking with Aunjanue Ellis Taylor as kind of like Mahershala Ali in Moonlight, but we'll have to see. If I don't do that, I would probably do Deadwyler. And then who would support? I would probably do Macklin, but if I don't do that, I would do whoever you said, Norton.
I feel the most confident Ray Fiennes.
Me too. I feel like that's pretty likely.
All right.
So yeah. Thank you all. We'll probably do something like this much later on, but thank you for your comments. We appreciate all of them. If you have hot takes that haven't been put out, you can leave them in the comment section and I can react to them then as well. And other people can react to them. Hot takes all around. But yeah, there's lots of stuff happening currently. The festivals, Telluride, Venice are all happening as we speak. And we will be talking about all of those films, getting reactions and reviews, and how a little bit of the field has changed already so far. So we'll talk about that early on in the week. Next year, early on in the week next year. Early on in the week.
We'll see you next year, guys. Let us
know. See you next year. This is our last video.
Shapes up.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's really it. You can expect that coming in a few days, and then I am off to TIFF, so we'll have to see how that goes. Exciting. So yes, thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe, and we will see you in a few days.
In the future. Bye, guys.
In the future.